Hello folks, welcome back to the channel, the Soup Empire, here in Farming Simulator 25. I'll thank anybody that watched any of the previous videos. What we're doing here is we're trying to build an empire of soup, make £1 million worth of soup in... Oh, we've hit a tree already. Literally 12 seconds into the video and we're bashing into trees. And header trailers. We should really tidy up this yard at some point, I think. Yeah, so we're trying to make an empire of soup. We're trying to make £1 million in a year from selling soup and canned goods. Now we are going somewhere with this tractor, but before we do, we'll just feed Ghost. See if he's coming. Here, boy. Come on, Ghost. Come on, buddy. No, must be out playing in the fields or something. So we are taking this tractor somewhere. We're going to take it down to the shop, and we're going to trade it in. We're going to buy ourselves a... Oh, there he is. There he is. Let's not run him over. No, let's wait for him. There we go. Good boy. Good boy. You eat your food. We're going to trade this tractor in for a more powerful one. I mentioned in the last episode that every time I look at it, orange tractor, it annoys me. The colour orange annoys me. For reasons that I'm not going to go into. So we're going to head down to the shop. I've already had a look through the online catalogue and picked out what I think is a good upgrade. And one of the nice things that is going to happen when we do this upgrade, if everything goes according to plan, is we're actually going to make some money. We're going to get a more powerful tractor. It's not going to be orange, and it's going to have more horsepower than this one that we're currently driving, this Kubota. Kubota's done as well, served as well for now, but we need just a tiny little bit more horsepower for pulling the bigger planter that we've got now, for pulling the plough. I always have to put the plough onto the steer tractor because it pulls it much better than this Kubota does. So the tractor I've picked out is going to give us an extra 30 horsepower. It's a German one, I believe, by a company called Deutzwahr, or that might be the model. I'm not sure. And it was, in fact, the workhorse tractor for many months in my previous playthrough on Zilonka. I didn't record that series. This is my first video series, in case anybody hasn't guessed that yet. But that was the main workhorse tractor. It's a very, very good tractor. Very good price. I don't believe it's a mod. I think it's available in the base game. We'll confirm that when we get to the shop and we buy it. But that's where we're headed. We're going to do that first. And the reason we're going to do that first is we got a busy day coming up. So we had a big harvest in the last episode. Excellent oat harvest. The canola that we had planted, that's not ready yet. Well, it wasn't ready last month. It is this month. So we need to get in and harvest our cash crop, our canola. It's going to make us a little bit of money. And we also need to prepare the other two fields for planting. Now, what we plant in them, I don't know yet. I haven't puzzled my way all the way through that, whether to have another combinable crop year and make some more money to set us up for the future, or whether we're going to plant the vegetables. That is the ultimate goal for all of these fields, is vegetable planting to support the soup factory. I haven't quite decided on a strategy just there yet, so let's go and repair the tractor for £104, not too bad, and then we'll sell it, and we're going to get nearly 120,000 for it second hand. That isn't bad at all. Takes our balance up to 191,000. So let's go. We'll go into the shop. We'll have a chat with the people in the shop, and we'll see if they can do us one of these Deutzwahrs. Let's have a look. So if we scroll down, it's the AgroStar 8.31 from Deutzwahr, 230 horsepower. 30 more than the Kubota had. It's a little bit slower. It's about 5 or 6 miles an hour slower, but that's not too much of a problem. It's not going to be travelling too far. It's going to be primarily working the fields next to the farm. If we need to transport bales or transport crops, we'll use the more powerful steer for that. So there you go. We'll go with the medium tyre setup. We don't need the Azaria Pro, which is a device that tells you about the fertiliser in your soil. Where am I? Oh, I see. So you go in one end and come out the other. It's like a conveyor belt or a one-way system. Okay, fair enough. Let's have a look at our new beauty, and here she is. Beautiful lime green, beautiful medium tyres, brand new, ready to go, and come back and serve us on our farm. Little quick cabin tour. Very, very basic. I mean, there's all the hydraulics levers for operating the machinery. You've got a speedo and, to be honest, a steering wheel, and that's about it. But that's all you need, right, for going up and down a field. So we'll head back with this. We'll take it back. As I say, it is a bit slow. So we'll speed through this next little bit, and I'll see you guys back at the farm. Here we go, guys. Just arriving back at the... Oh, who is this I see in front of us? This will be the second time I've nearly run him over today. Ghost, Ghost, out of the way. No, don't sit down. Don't sit. Come on. Okay, we'll go around him. Oh, now he decides to move. Well, let's get past him before he starts. He likes to walk around in circles quite a lot, I've noticed. Alright, let's take the tractor in. We're going to have to try not driving in Walter's crop in the future. I do still have plans to buy that field. I am still tempted by that field, and the reason being is he's planted sorghum in it. Now we can harvest sorghum with the equipment that we've got. We don't need to buy anything special. It can be done with a regular combine harvester. It's right outside the farm. The only problem is we can't afford it. He wants 141,000, does Walter? I think it's Walter. Is it Walter? I can't remember. He wants 141,000 for it, which we don't have, and we're not selling this month because it's certainly not the best prices to sell our harvest or to sell our bales. So I think what we'll do, we'll go to bed. But before we do so, we'll just double check the growth on the field. Yeah, not quite ready yet. Field number 3 we're looking at just here. Not quite ready. Fairly certain that that's going to be ready next month. Let's go and have a look. Yeah, canola goes kind of browny in colour, doesn't it, when it's ready? We can see from there that the growth on the bottom right is on stage 8 out of 9, which basically means it takes 9 months to grow. It's been growing for 8, and next month we'll be ready for the harvest. So let's take the opportunity to knock off a bit early today. It's only 2:10 in the afternoon. Let's head into the house, relax a little bit, maybe watch a few farming simulator videos on YouTube, get some sleep, and then tomorrow we'll do the harvest. Well, it took me a moment to find the combine, and then I remembered we'd left it in the trees after harvesting the oat fields, very much in preparation for this canola harvest. So the strategy with the canola was, honestly guys, nothing more than just making a few quid. That was it. Just basically wanted to make a little bit of money. As it turns out, we actually are going to make a big chunk of money off the bales. I did mention last time that it feels a little bit cheaty with the bales because the crazy locals around these parts, are going to pay me hundreds of thousands of pounds for bales. But it's just to move things along, guys, just to get the canning factory bought. Otherwise, it'd take another 10 episodes to get up to the kind of money that we need. But before we do the harvest, just want to feed the dog. As usual, press the wrong button, of course. Feed him. There he is. We won't wait around for him this time. Got no idea where he is. But I don't want to run him over, so okay. Yeah, he's not going to come bounding in front of the tractor. Alright, let's head over. What I'm doing here, by the way, guys, just going to get the tractor ploughing these fields. There he is. Good boy. He's always hungry, that dog. Then again, I've never known a dog who wasn't always hungry. So here's the field I'm thinking of buying. It's actually owned by Noah. So apologies, Walter, not your field. Noah's field. It's actually ready to harvest. So if we were to figure out how we could afford the field, how we could make a quick £40,000 here to afford the field, if we were to work that out, then potentially we could harvest this today. It's a little bit cheeky, buying another farmer's field with a crop in it and then harvesting the crop and making money off that as well, but I suppose that's reflected in the price. Anyway, so we put the ploughing onto a worker. As I mentioned in episode 1, guys, I do like to plough my fields after the harvest has gone through, and the only reason for that is to avoid that extra step of weeding. It's either go around the fields now with a plough or go around them after you've planted with a weeder, so it makes no real difference. This is going to be a bit tight. No, plenty of room. What we don't want to essentially, you run through the field with a plough before you plant, or you run through with a weeder or a sprayer after you plant, and the first stages of growth are all in place, just swerving to avoid the dog, who appears to be determined to get in our way today. Bless him. Yeah, so I prefer to plough. The reason why I prefer to plough is also, I think there are some weather damage there's some in some of the fields which ploughing gets rid of, whereas normal cultivating doesn't. We will also, if we do buy this field on the left, plough it straight after, because it's got the dreaded tram lines in now. All the fields that I go past in real life have tram lines in. They do serve a very practical purpose of allowing you to drive up and down your field without squashing your crop. However, in this game, it lets you drive up and down your field without squashing your crop, provided your crop hasn't grown too high. So all the tram lines do in the game is they basically take up a bit of crop growing space. So, like a lot of other people that make farming simulator videos, we like to plough and take those tram lines out to maximise the space that we get in each of the fields. And it tends to be that if you have tram lines turned on, most of the fields that you're going to buy that have the tram lines in them. So it just becomes a case of quick plough, tram lines gone, maximised. And here we go, guys. First job of the day, well, first real job of the day. A little bit of oat or wheat or what was it we had in here? Triticale, triticale, that weird named one that we found on episode 1. A little bit still left there. It won't let us harvest it, of course. Unless we plough it up, it's going to be there all the time. Okay, so we'll bring up the lines and lower the header. We're all unfolded and we're good to go. So what we'll probably do, guys, we'll probably speed around this field. I think I'll do it myself. I don't think I'll put it on a helper, just to save a little bit of money. We are obviously trying to buy a new field, so every little helps in that sense. And it's only a small field anyway. It isn't going to take that long. So I'll crack on with this, guys, and I'll talk to you again once we're finished.
I hear you been asking about me, where I've been and where I sleep. It's hard to find me if you really want to. Turns past that tactical sign. Same bobcat, same moon boots. Trying to outrun the thought of you, but understand the truth don't stop you.
And just like that, guys, the harvest is done. It only took about 10-15 minutes. It's only a very small field. We'll just pop in the rest of the canola into the truck. We'll get that taken back and popped in the silo. We can get a final look at how much crop we did in fact get from this field. But I think while that's tipping in there, guys, I'm just going to have a little run over here. I've just spotted these buildings over here, and I'm just curious really while we empty the crop. What is this? Nuevo Horizonte. Ah, it looks like a farm with some trees growing in some interesting places. That is a theme that's going to repeat shortly, guys, by the way. Trees growing in interesting places, as we shall see. Anyway, it looks like a little farm. You know, we could, at some point in the future, you never know. Alright, our helper's finished on this particular field. Let's just get them moved over to the other field. We'll get them ploughing that, and then we'll continue talking about canola. Alright, so 10,500 litres off this field. Not too much, but we did treat it, we did fertilise it. What we didn't do was put lime on it. At the time where we popped in the canola, we didn't have a lime spreader, so we were unable to keep that field's pH as good as it needed to be, and I just noticed a bushel that I'd missed there. Duh. Okay, so we'll get this put back in the silo. Not that way though, Stefan, not that way. How many times have you done this trip now, and you're still getting lost, honestly? I did mention back in episode 1 and 2, guys, it does take me a little while to learn the map, but this is a pretty straightforward route. So we're heading back, we'll get this popped into the silo while the helper does the other field, and we'll make a decision on this field right in front of us, this beautiful, what did I say it was? Sorghum, I think it's, sorghum field. As I mentioned, it's 141,000 Noah wants for it, and presumably that includes compensation for the loss of the crop he put in it. Let's have a think. I do want it. I do want the field. It's such a convenient place. It'll be the biggest field that we own if we do go ahead and buy it, and that will give us 3 reasonably sized fields right outside the farm. That will make it really convenient for us to farm around here. So the final harvest, 10,000 litres of canola, 36,000 litres of oats. Not too bad, given the size of the fields that we have. Just checking in on the helper. Is he having any problems with this new tractor pulling this plough? I don't think so at all. Alright. So we're going to ignore the harvester for now. I'll just leave it where it currently is. Let's have a look around the farm, guys. Let's have a look. Anything that we can sell to finance the purchase of this field out here. I'm beginning to think that given the conversation that we had earlier, here I am just checking it again to make sure that I like the look of it. I had somebody say to me once, "There's no such thing as a hard decision. You've already made your mind up, and the time spent deliberating is just justifying that decision." Don't know whether that person was right or not, but maybe they were. When can we harvest sorghum? Well, we can do it this month or next month. Probably don't want to run the risk of Noah harvesting this himself. We might sleep and wake up tomorrow morning to discover that he's already harvested it. I think we're going to do it, guys. We're going to do it. We're going to jump in. What can we sell? Let's have a little look at what we've got. Okay, things that are worth money. A couple of tractors, a combine harvester, a sprayer. A sprayer? This could go. The sprayer could go. Yeah. Like I mentioned earlier on, I like to plough the fields anyway, so there's no need to spray them with herbicide after the crop has gone in. I don't know if this is good business, guys, but I'm looking at that £55,000, £56,000 for that device. And I'm thinking, if we were to sell that, we can buy this field, we can get it harvested, and we can get a crop of sorghum off it this year. I'm liking that idea. There's that tree again. Alright, the trees in this yard are starting to do my head in, guys. I'm going to start chopping a few of them down, start to tidy things up around here. It's about time. I've been living on this farm for a year. We got here pretty much a year ago to the day, and I've not bothered chopping down any trees or removing any grass or tidying up the yard in any way. And I've been, as you've seen if you've watched any of the previous episodes, been crashing into and bashing into all sorts of stuff in the yard, all over the place, left, right and centre. So let's get this cleared up a little bit. I do have the lumberjack mod on. It allows you to destroy stumps and things. I do have super strength, but I'm not using it. These are light enough that you can just pick them up and lob them, and we'll just get them out the way for now. We'll think of something permanent to do with them later. Shame you can't have bonfires in this game. That'd be quite a nice addition. Farming Simulator 25, Bonfire Edition. That might be quite good fun. You can chop down all your bits of wood and stick them in a bonfire. I didn't have any intention to do any forestry on this playthrough at all. The focus is all on the veggies and the canning factory. So I don't think I'll be setting up a sawmill or anything. I have a strong suspicion that these branches will sit here until the end of the series, and we've made our million. Anyway, that is one tree that we will not be crashing into anymore. Fantastic. Alright, let's go. I think that my mind is made up. I think we're going to take that spreader, take it down to the store, and get it sold. We could sell it from the menu for the 56,000. But as I mentioned in previous episodes, guys, if you're new to Farming Simulator, it's always worth taking your gear down to the shop and selling it down there, because it will... Another tree! For goodness sake, learn how to drive. Come on. Right, here we go, we're on our way. I'll chop that one down in a bit. Yeah, you take your gear down to the shop and sell it down there. They always give you a little bit extra for it. I mean, even if it's only £1,000, £2,000, whatever it might be. It's better than a poke in the eye with a sharp stick, right? Okay, we're going to put this on the auto drive. We're going to send our helper down there. They're going to drive down there. Now, if you saw the last episode, guys, you'll notice that my helper crashed into a tree halfway to the store. I went down there, I removed that tree, and we sneakily dragged it off to the side and left it hidden in the bushes. I'm hoping there will be no such problems this time. So we'll send them off, and I will be back with you when we're at the shop.
Wanna clear a bottle of Cabernet. Wanna stay home, not even drink. Wanna get out of my own head. Wanna lay down, overthink.
So, that was about 10 seconds for you guys, and about 20 minutes for me. So as you probably saw in the time-lapse, the helper did crash into a bunch of trees on the road. It wasn't just the one that was the problem that I removed last time. It turns out that there is absolutely loads of them, and they're all planted right in the middle of the path, right along the direction that the helper always wants to take to get to the shop. Now, it's super helpful. That's an extra 5,000, by the way, that we got for bringing it to the shop, so definitely worth it. Yeah, the route that the helper always wants to take to go to and from the shop always takes them down this one road where there's just a unbelievable amount of trees, and it has started happening after a map update before the last episode, which is the first episode where the helper crashed. So I think there's been a map update that's caused a bit of an issue with the trees in the roads. But there's so many of them, I think I'm just going to hire a mulcher next time, and I'll just follow along behind the helper and just mulch them. Once I've figured out which direction they like to go, we'll just mulch them down and get them all out of the way. The map creator might release an update with the trees back in the place where they're meant to be, maybe. But I think just for now, as a workaround, we'll hire up a mulcher and we will just get rid, because it's super helpful to be able to do a job while your helper is on their way down to the shop. Anyway, guys, while I was having a moan about trees in the road just there, you may well have noticed that we purchased a field. Fantastic! We've now got the field right outside the farm. I've mentioned it, I think, pretty much every episode, that wouldn't it be great to own this field? Well, with a little bit of smart business acumen, we've managed to secure the funds in order to be able to do so. So let's get the harvester over there and we'll get this harvest on the way. I don't know how well Noah looked after this field when he started it. Did he put lime down? Did he put fertiliser down? We don't know, but we're going to find out. So it's going to be a 3-person job, or a 3-person job. It's going to be a 2-person job. We're going to have a helper going on the harvest, although the helper doesn't seem to want to do anything. I'm pressing H and... Come on, helper. Oh, we're on steering assist, of course. Put it back on helper, press... there they go. Fantastic. Now, I've got no idea which direction they're going to run, because this is not a square field by any stretch of the imagination. But we'll just make sure that they start doing their thing. We can harvest with this? Yeah. I was fairly certain that we could harvest sorghum with a regular combine harvester and a regular header. And there you go, they're on the way. And harvesting our brand new field and a brand new crop. I've never grown sorghum before. Okay, so technically I didn't grow this one either, but it'll be the first time harvesting sorghum. Alright. So while the helper is bringing the harvest in, I'm going to take it in turns between ploughing up the field behind them and chasing after them with a trailer, a grain truck, to collect the harvest. I figure I can get to ploughing a little bit. Once they've gone round the headlands, I can at least plough up round the headlands and then just chase them round and get the field ploughed as we harvest. So I'm just going to get set up, just get in the right spot. This tractor, why is it here? Oh yeah, we sold the sprayer down here to finance the field. We need to get this tractor back up to the farm. This is going to be my main workhorse tractor. I think it's about 270 horsepower, so it is more powerful than the new Deutzfahr Agristar that we've bought. So it'll still continue to be the main workhorse tractor for carting grain, for moving bales, and anything else that we need to move any distance. And as you can see, it's also about 10 miles an hour faster along these roads, which is fantastic. So I'll get this back to the farm, and the next time I join you, we will continue to harvest the sorghum. Just had a notification that the harvester is full, so we're going to have to go and empty him out. Just off camera, guys, as I came back there, I did check the greenhouse, and it did need a little bit of water topping up, so I did that. It had 4 pallets of tomatoes, so I stacked those up in our little tomato stash that we've been keeping. Ready, just checking, is crop destruction on? Yes, crop destruction's on. We're going to have to go and get that harvester and bring it over, which is fine, it's really close. So for anybody that is new to the series and hasn't seen any previous episodes, we've had a greenhouse going since around about episode 3, I think, and we've been getting tomatoes out of it, and we've been stockpiling those tomatoes. The idea being that when we do buy the canning factory, which I'm feeling is next episode, we got slightly sidetracked by buying a new field in this one. My original goal was to sleep all the way through to December, January time, sell all our produce and buy the canning factory, but we got sideswiped by buying Noah's field here, which is never a bad thing. More land is always a good thing. So we'll probably do that. We'll do that next time. We'll take a drive down to the canning factory. We'll make our purchase. We'll have a look at the kind of things that we can make, and we'll make some plans for our 3 fields. I keep saying 3. I know we've got 4. I'm tempted to sell that little field where we took that canola harvest from earlier in the episode, guys. It's not that it's far away. It's not. But 4 fields. I don't know. I'm undecided. I'm thinking about selling it, maybe to raise a little bit of capital for some machinery for vegetables, if we do need any machinery for the vegetables. I don't know that we do, but we'll see. We certainly need to be able to harvest the vegetables. That's for sure. Haven't actually got that far yet. You need specialised harvesters for things like carrots, spinach, peas. I was thinking of doing peas in these fields to begin with, make some pea soup in the production facility. Not entirely sure. We'll investigate that next time. We'll go and buy that canning factory when we sell all our stuff. But for now, guys, as I mentioned earlier on, we're going to have the helper harvesting this field, and I'm just going to trundle around in the new Deutzfahr behind him or her and get this field ploughed and ready for planting when we decide what it is we actually want to plant in it. So enjoy the time lapse, guys. We're going to continue with ploughing, harvesting, carting grain, and I will speak to you guys once this is all done.
I hear you been asking about me, where I've been and where I sleep. It's hard to find me if you really want to. Turns past that tactical sign. Same bobcat, same moon boots. Trying to outrun the thought of you, but understand.
So here we are, guys. We have come to the end of the harvest of the sorghum. I'm not going to kid you, that took quite a long time. It's quite a big field, actually. For a combine of this size, we might want to have a little think about upgrading potentially at some point in the future. But I think we've got the whole field ploughed, apart from this one last little bit, which we're just going to do now. We've got it harvested. We got a decent crop off it. I'm not going to say that Noah did everything he could to ensure that this yield was the best, but it certainly wasn't the worst. And when we plant it next time, obviously, we'll lime the field, we'll fertilise the field, we'll roll it, we'll do everything that we can to maximise the harvest. The soil type is not too bad. It's not quite as good as the other 2 fields, but it's certainly not too shabby by any stretch of the imagination. So, just going to park up here for a final shot, and I'll be with you in just a second. And that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please click a like, maybe click a subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.